SPMP サイドストーリークンネチプ
Previous overview. Kunnecup, along with Momu and Chalachi, who had joined her, headed to Kotan, where her sister lived, and finally arrived at Kotan, her destination. Then, a woman who saw them ran up to them. The woman who ran up to me was calling my name, and when I looked closely, I saw that she was Yukakima's mother. Yukakima's mother was in tears and ran up to me and hugged me. It was an emotional reunion. I haven't seen Yukakima's mother since the day I broke up with my sister, and she and my mom are old friends and have always loved me for as long as I can remember, so I felt sad that I couldn't see her. So the moment she hugged me, I felt relieved, but the next moment, I felt confused by the words that Yukakima's mother said as she hugged me and shook her shoulders. I'm sorry, Yukakima's mother kept repeating these words, and I didn't understand why she was apologizing, and I just stood in her arms, feeling no longer at ease. For a moment, I wondered if she was apologizing for not being able to go back to Kotan for a moment, but I couldn't imagine her shaking shoulders and crying so much just because of that. If that's the case, I can only think of one reason why she cries so much. What happened to my sister? I asked her, stunned, and she slowly moved away from me and began to speak quietly. Her words were so small that the people around her couldn't seem to hear them, and I was the only one who was surprised and stiffened. I'm sorry I let your sister die. Hearing her words, my mind went blank. I couldn't believe her words. Yukakima's mother talked a lot about it afterwards, but I couldn't hear it at all. I just watched vaguely as Yukakima's mother moved her mouth and said something. I regained my composure when he saw me stunned, called my name and put his hand on my shoulder. But even after I came back to myself, my mind was empty. However, without any emotion, I kept repeating the words to Yukakima's mother, "Where is my sister?" I don't remember much after that. Yukakima's mother led me up the mountain road, and I walked up the mountain with my face down behind her. Then, near the top, I saw a large rock next to the road. Yukakima's mother stopped when she reached the side of the rock, and when she turned around, she pointed to the front of the rock, saying to me, "She's sleeping here." When I looked at where she was pointing, there was something shining, and when I got closer, there was a mirror. In front of the mirror were many stones, on which flowers were decorated. The mirror looked familiar. I picked up the mirror and looked at the pattern. It was a mirror that my sister always used. And the next moment, I heard my sister's voice calling my name. It was a gentle, nostalgic voice. Thank you, Kunna, I've been waiting for you. I'm sorry I couldn't go home. I'm glad you're here. When I heard my sister's words, I realized. Before, I mistakenly thought that the stone on which I felt my sister's voice was proof that my sister was alive. I thought that my sister's thoughts dwelt in that stone. But it wasn't. The reason I heard the voice was because my sister was dead. I can hear the voices of my ancestors, so it's only natural that I can hear the voices of my dead sister. I had never imagined that my sister was dead, so I made a selfish assumption. But I still couldn't accept my sister's death, and as I sat there and stared in the mirror, various events rushed through my head. There were so many memories that I naturally burst into tears. I couldn't get any strength in my body, and I was crying while sitting. Then I heard my sister's gentle voice again. Kunna, can you hear me? I replied, I can hear you, and she began to speak slowly. Kunna, you have done nothing wrong, so don't be so sad. So stop crying and show me your smile that I love. And I have a request for you. Will you listen to me? It's her usual gentle sister's voice. And from the mirror I held in my hand, I could strangely feel the presence of my sister, and I felt very affectionate and hugged the mirror tightly. But in my heart, I wanted to hug my real sister, not a mirror. Today's story ends. The continuation of the story will be updated every Saturday. Please look forward to. If you like, please subscribe to the channel. See you again.